she announced, quote, "We are fully prepared tomorrow. We are going for this contest," unquote. The Electoral Commission ordered the rerun after it was unable to declare a winner more than 7 months after polls closed. Just days ago, the NPP announced its position that they would not participate in the process, citing concerns over its illegality. But with less than 24 hours to the polls, the party's candidate, Anaike Free, told journalists she will contest and is confident of securing victory. We'll hear from her shortly, but first, the ruling NDC has dismissed the NPP's claims, describing them as misleading. The NDC argues that despite the boycott announcement, the NPP is actively conducting door-to-door campaigns across the constituency. James Aveji has more in this report.
On several coalition attempts to entrench positions by the two political parties on whether or not to rerun the election, the Electoral Commission finally took a decision on a rerun, even against their own promise to Ghanaians and MPs. The NPP, days after the EC's announcement, held a press conference and their position was clear.
That under no circumstances will we be intimidated. Never! Yes. Under no circumstances will we be coerced. Yes. To go for a rerun. Yes. We will not go for any rerun. The new Patriotic Party will not go for any rerun. We have won the elections. We have won the elections.
But the NDC, 24 hours to the election, is raising serious allegations, accusing the NPP of being deceitful, because according to them, the NPP is engrossed in full-blown door-to-door campaign in the constituency. Rashid Tanko Computer is Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC.
Do you know that they are subtly participating in the election?
How?
This evening, the ballot papers, after it was printed, they are sent to the police station. I'm speaking on authority. Their officers were there to check the ballot.
But that would be a contradiction of what the General Secretary told me yesterday.
That's what I'm saying.
I asked the question, he said he was aware of the letter the EC wrote to them, but they are not going to be
Evans, I am telling you that monitoring. These people, if you listen to them, prepare your coffin very well. I know what they can do, NPP. Since yesterday, they were campaigning. I was with my national chairman, General Seydou Ketia, in the constituency. We crossfire with them around 11 p.m., the NPP, in the constituency. They'll come and sit on platform like this and chant that they are not participating. On the ground, they are there doing door-to-door. This evening, my colleague, you can put him on record, Mahdi Jibril, he's my other Deputy Director of Election. He policed the ballot papers to the police station at Ablekuma North. NPP officers were there.
His allegation is, however, rejected by Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed.
None of our officers is on site. And
are you sure, though?
He has not provided any evidence.
Yeah, I mean,
he just made a comment. And I'm telling you that none of our officers under instruction has gone to supervise anything in Ablekuma North.
But what others find worrying is the Electoral Commission's inability to update the public on the process so far. Per convention, the EC would have held a number of press conferences to update the public on their activities, including printing of ballot, security situations, and the general readiness ahead of the election day. It is still unclear whether the EC will issue a statement or hold a press conference before Friday, July 11, 2025. James Abeji's report for Joy News.
Well, there seems to be growing opposition to the NPP's decision to boycott the election. And this is even happening within its own rank. My colleague Nanaboachi Yadum reports that Member of Parliament for Mprayesu, Davis Opoku, disagrees with the party's stance. Listen to this.
For the MP from Mprayesu, he is standing categorically against the party's decision not to participate in the Ablekuma North election, which is just barely 24 hours from now. He made some claims that this is the party's stronghold, and then the 19 polling stations in contention have been won by the party since 2020. And so it is not right for the party to resist or refused to go into the election tomorrow. So very vehemently refusing.
So he thinks that they should go to the polls tomorrow. Is he the only one who holds this view?
So he is not the only one who holds this view. Kennedy Japan, who was a flag bearer aspirant in the party's primaries last year, has also made a statement. He was on a news show this morning, and he stated the same thing, that the party must not leave the candidate behind. They must go into the contest tomorrow and then support the candidate. These people who are agreeing with the party's position or the party itself, the leadership, they believe that the EC hasn't been fair to them. But for those who are opposing the party's decision, with the fact that they've been able to win these 19 polling stations in contention in previous elections, it is only fair to go into the election and not give the NDC an easy run.
That's to say that the NPP has always won the elections in that particular constituency.
Since 1996, this has been the stronghold of the NPP. It was held by Kwamina Battles, and then Sheila Battles came to have it, and then Nana Akua also came to unseat Sheila Battles and then took over. And so this has become an NPP stronghold since 1996.
Well, we can now hear from the party's candidate, Nana Akua, who told journalists she will contest the rerun, and she's also confident of securing victory.
Ask me a question. Are you contesting? I'm contesting.
Yeah, and I'm asking you because this week you had a press conference here, and the National Executive said they are pulling out of that election. That is tomorrow.
Nobody is. I am contesting. You see my people. You see the way. You see the way. We are fully prepared. What prepared? Tomorrow we are going for this contest, and in the first place, I want to say a big thank you to Almighty God for protecting us throughout the 7 months. Yes. We went for election on 7 December, and I won this election with 34,613. My opponent had 34,199. We collated this thing together. My polling agents, their polling agents, we went through all that. And we have now collated 278 polling stations. Those 278 polling stations, I am leading. I am leading with 349. 349. We were left with 3 polling stations. And then the Electoral Commission came to Parliament, swore under oath that we are left with 3 polling stations. Overnight, we didn't know what happened. And then they said we are going to go back and collate 19 polling stations. Now, what I want to say or put on record is that darkness can never cover light. I am the light. I am the truth and the light. I walk with gracious God. I keep saying and mentioning God all the time, that you can never cheat me and go scot-free. The Lord is going to talk tomorrow. Justice will prevail tomorrow. I am contesting. I want Ablekuma North. Everybody should hear me and hear my voice. I am contesting this election, and I am coming out victorious because I won that election, and God will ensure that justice prevails.
Oh, no, but why did it take you so long to confirm today? Because most people, they were waiting for you to come out.
Thank you. People were waiting for me to come out. Yeah. Now, what it is that I knew I had won. And so I was waiting for the right thing. So that's why we went to court. Now, when we went to court, the judge says, look, go and contest, as the EC has said. Okay. It means I have to step up. Sure. I have to start, campaigning. Sure. And that is obvious. I mean, it's clear that if you had been the one, you will still exercise patience and wait for what the court will say. If the injunction had succeeded, that's fine. Then we'll go back to the drawing table. But now, please let me wait small. So after that, then I have to recoup myself, come back together and see. So when I realized that the support is so massive, people were coming here asking me to contest, not to withdraw. They are going to vote for me, and that they voted for me, and so I shouldn't relent. My dear, I won. I am not afraid of anybody. I am a politician. I am standing firm and go through this contest. And trust me, tomorrow you hear my name. The MP elect in Ablekuma North is Nana Ekuya Owusu every year.
When we came here, we've not seen any of the national executives around. Are you getting the support of the national executive of your party?
Why should you ask me this question, my brother? Ask me a different question. Let me answer you. I say I am contesting. Abana ye kwa kotono wudi baba ballot paper so anya sa medin baba so abana ye kotono why you prepared to send microphone paper? Are you prepared that people are come out to vote for you? Yes, I am prepared. And are you sure you're going to win? Yes, justice will prevail tomorrow. These are the questions I'm expecting you to ask me. Your concentration is on your national executives, your party, and all that. Please ask me a different one. We are minuya. We never your deal. We are minuya. I am unia pending. Say Abrahama Breno, Abrahama Bre, Osua Mesu, Okunafo Miniobi Obekama Semamami. Miniobi Obekama Semamami. Ewadin Ekama Semamami. Na me wini adie, na mo pese mo chinchim ni pansa eje. Ewiase afane nyina obi anim. Me de misu ne say Ablekuma North for Mumra beto aba ne mami.
Were you disappointed in yesterday's decision by the court to strike out your
Definitely you'll be disappointed, knowing very well that the court ordered that you should go collate and declare the winner. They didn't say go and rerun. You understand? So if there is anything, I felt that it was appropriate and it was in the right direction that the party says let's go and seek for redress from the court. That's fine. You comply as a party person. But however, my dear sister, this is Yembre. We are going to win this election.
For sure.
Election way. We see a bit winning.
Are you winning tomorrow?
Oh, my dear. Everything is written on the wall. Everything is written on the wall. When it comes out, you see.
But the reason people are arguing that the reason the New Patriotic Party does not want to initially said they were not going to participate in this election is because they are afraid that the goodwill, so to speak, the NDC is enjoying might affect your chances in this.
Oh no! I don't. You see, don't go on that tangent. I felt that my party felt that we won. So why all this hullabaloo? Do you understand? If we are not in power, so the powers that be feels they can just twist your hand and take it from you. Even the NDC leadership know Equivria won. I'm telling you. And so thinking that you bet in chimney and Sanya GF in sem. Ablekuma North for Buefu.
Who is doing that?
The NDC candidate, the NDC leadership. When you want to Sam George came to the collation center, took places that they felt that they had won and places that they felt that they didn't win. When you bring the pin sheet, we don't have. When you bring the ones that they feel they won or they felt they won, then they said that one we have. In the midst of all that, I was not perturbed. I went through all that. Look, I've gone through 7 months of hustle and tussle and fighting for my right. And my right, God will let my right prevail tomorrow.
Will you accept the outcome of tomorrow's rerun?
Tomorrow I'm winning. The outcome is I have won.
So you say that is win or nothing else?
It is win. I will win. Look, I will win. My sister, you'll be here and you come and interview me again. Yes. This election, God will speak. The Lord of hosts, the Lord of Israel, will speak tomorrow, and justice for the widow will prevail. Justice will prevail. Madam Wase.
NPP candidate for Ablekuma North, Nanaike Free. Well, when asked whether her actions contradicts the party's position on the rerun, Member of Parliament for Mprayesu Davis Opoku, who was on the ground to support the NPP candidates, defended her decision, arguing that her name is on the official register and that alone gives her the mandate to contest.
Is you here?
But clearly we have come here to support her. A lot of the MPs are on their way to come and support her QFEA. She won the elections, and we cannot allow this thing just to go just like that.
But initially during the week, we heard from your party's leadership that, you're still not contesting, but then you being here, flouting what they said.
Well, the person who is contesting is a QFEA.
Yeah.
She's still in the race. She's on the ballot.
On the ticket of NPP?
Yes, she's on the ballot. Her face is not off the ballot. Okay. And once she's representing the MPP must be here to support her. And that is why I am here. That is why a lot more MPs and former MPs are on their way to Ablekuma North to support her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So your expectations ahead of tomorrow's election?
Well, I've seen the data. In 2020, the MPP won massively in these areas. In 2024, we won, though marginally. And I know that things have changed. And God willing, tomorrow, a QFEA is winning in these 19 police stations and will be declared a member of parliament for the people of Ablekuma North.
Well, my colleague Jacqueline Ansumayeboa has been on the ground engaging voters to gauge their level of preparedness for the elections tomorrow. Let's listen to some of them, and I have a surprise for you in the studio.
We were inside, but we came out. You see all these people. We are not imported from anywhere. They live in Ablekuma North here. They know which candidate will win the election and help them. Electoral Commission and the NDC trying to deny that candidate. And they said that even for Electoral Commission we should go to the rerun of all Ablekuma North, the 281 police stations, but they will still make sure that they vote for Equifre to win the election. So it's not a magic or something. We are not doing that. But right now, what I'm saying that is that the party has made it clear to the whole world that they are not partaking in the election. But friends of Equifre, they are on the grounds working for Equifre to become their MP. So if the party said no, but if the people said they want, what will you say? It's by the doing of God. And I know, inshallah, what they are doing, by tomorrow, Equifre will become the victory. Equifre will become the MP. So you people shouldn't worry.
What we want to make sure or find out is that even though the party says that you're still not supporting, the Friends of Equifre, they are still out here campaigning.
They even told me, as the party organizer, that, look at my eyes. I was somewhere sleeping, and they called me that I should come. They want me. When I came, they told me that, look, if I'm not going out, but they'll go out and make sure that Equifre win. So I should sit down. They'll bring the victory for NPP here. Okay. And this is not a party office. As a party office, I'm supposed to be the party office. This is a Equifre private office. You understand? But they told me that, look, don't worry. We are going
and confidently say that still Equifre is contested.
My advice to the NPP supporters all over the 19 police stations that they are voting, they should come out boldly without any fears. Nobody is going to do anybody anything. They should come and vote, and we'll make sure their vote are counted. Their vote will be counted.
C'est almost same vote bio. Ya to serve vote. Until the house and down. 90 and can be Pentecost, can be Pentecost. Pentecost, other countryman Pentecost for the Kassan.
So let me just paraphrase real quick what he also said is that they are well prepared to vote tomorrow. Their polling station is part of the 19 polling station that is expected to have the rerun tomorrow. So they are confident that they are going to the polls to vote. So a lot of people here, that has been the reaction from most people.
My colleague Jacqueline Ansumayeboa. I promised you a surprise, and I indeed have a surprise for you in the studio. I have with me the NPP parliamentary candidate, Ablekuma North, and Equifre in the studio here on the Pulse. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming.
For having me here.
I'm glad you're here. Your decision to participate in Ablekuma North is in direct defiance of your party stance. And the question on my mind is why exactly?
I don't think so in the first place. That is, I don't think so. Secondly, yes, thank you once again. Secondly, my party is aware of the outcome of the election, the 7th December election. My party was part of the coalition. My party was part of the processes that we've gone through. My party is aware of the trauma I have gone through. after somebody trying to just, in other words, squeeze your hand and take what belongs to you from you. And so we have gone through all this together. And at a crossroad, what we were thinking, or what was needed to be done, was for the Electoral Commission to complete its process. And in between the process, it was truncated by the NDC. Ballot papers were burnt, torn, people were beaten when they realized that Equifria had won. And what it is that all these processes I went through, not alone, with my party. They were always there. And so if it gets to a stage that the Electoral Commission is saying that now it's no more 3 pink sheets after 5 months, after 7 months. We've stayed at 3 pink sheets or 3 polling stations for over 5 months. And the collation was so transparent between the two parties. And so what changed? My question is, what changed? Is it because I am not in government? And so I'm fighting for my right. I won. And so if my party says I'm not taking part, I am still NPP. And my party will support me. Trust me.
Will they? Are you sure? Because you were selected and endorsed by the NPP. Now that you're defying their directive, what would that mean for you? Are you still a candidate of the NPP?
Have you seen any letter that the NPP has just sacked me from the party? Have you seen any letter like that? No. So we are talking of principles. On principle grounds, I won. But my party's principle is that under normal circumstances, if somebody is trying to take what belongs to you, the only place you sought for a redress is the court, isn't it? And I trust that so much that that is the right way to go. So we went to the court. But unfortunately, the judge says, okay, go and collate. I go and rerun. Even when the same court had ordered that they should go and continue with the collation and declaration, another court with another judge says, okay, go and rerun because the Electoral Commission says you should go and rerun. My principle is that I won. And if I won and you don't want to give to me, the same God, I keep mentioning God, but you guys don't understand. The same God that gave to me, the same God will show forth tomorrow. So I am going through this on principle to say that the same God is not dead. The same God who gave this to me will prove himself faithful tomorrow. Tomorrow, by this time, you see that people will start jubilating. And by 6 o'clock, I've been saying all the time, you'll be the MC in my party.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to that. That is if it actually happens. But you're saying you're doing this based on principles. This principles is going against the party you represent.
I don't think so. I say, have you seen any letter? Have you seen any letter on social media? Equifria has been sacked from NPP.
No, you haven't been sacked.
But
your party says don't run.
My party, I'm dealing with my own thing with my party.
Okay. But have you communicated your official stance to the party?
That one is between myself and them.
You have done that already?
That's between us.
So you have done that?
That's between us. So we talk about
I presume you've done that because JFK and the whole party machinery was behind you. I recall that press conference where you raised concerns about the process. You said it was shameful.
How can you say you won election? Everybody knows in this country. And you say that because you are being cheated. Yes, we are being cheated. They are going to do this rerun. The court says we will not go and continue to do the rerun. I can't sit down. Knowing that I won, the God of Israel will speak again. He will speak. And that's my stance. I know God will speak. I can't just leave it like that. I want the Electoral Commission, the NDC government, and everybody in this country to know that I serve a living God. God will speak. I keep mentioning God because I have super belief in him. He will speak. And what is just? Justice will prevail tomorrow. Justice will prevail.
In your interview with my colleague Jacqueline Ansumayewa, you said that you cannot cheat me and go scot-free.
No.
So I'm wondering, who do you feel cheated you? The Electoral Commission or your party?
Oh, my party doesn't come in.
Okay.
My party doesn't come. The NDC cheated me and is still cheating. Secondly, the Electoral Commission that you know, that we collated all these things, gone through the processes, the agents, both agents were there, and you will know 1,000,000% that Equifrio won. What changed? My question is, what changed overnight? However, I just want to prove a point to the whole world that the court that liveth will still avail himself tomorrow. I am not saying much. I won't talk. Because when I talk more, then I become more emotional because I feel I have fought 7 months of somebody trying to take what belongs to you from you. I will not agree.
Are you frustrated?
No.
Tired?
No. I'm even getting more, this is even getting more interesting. Don't you see? Of course, I'm a human being. You get tired of something. If I knew I didn't win, and I'm doing this for skirmishes and for fun, like my NDC counterpart, she's doing it for fun. She knows she didn't win. My sister, she knows. Last time I said I have a lot to say, but anyway, I won't talk now. But she knows she didn't win. And so, as human as we are, you think you wouldn't understand certain things. But I want God to talk. God will prevail. I just want to hold on this way and wait for tomorrow.
With all these issues happening, have you ever reached out to your NDC counterpart?
On what grounds? My sister, what are you talking about? On what grounds? Tell me.
Just to talk things out, probably.
Like what? Don't let Equifrio come out. Today I'm trying to be fine. I don't like that.
You're not ready to dialogue with them. It's war for you.
No, listen. Which NDC counterpart are you talking about? The one who wanted to take my thing from me? The one who comes on television to lie? Manipulation? Disrespect? And talk of what? My sister, Don't let Equifrio come out too. Today I'm trying to be nice, so you can see.
I'm hoping she will come out because I'm wondering, why did you wait this long? Because the constituents, you could listen to them. They were confused as to if indeed they would partake in the elections.
Are the reason why I am running. The constituents, agitation, shouting, we will not agree. Equifrio should contest because we voted for her. She's the one we want. It is all over in the constituency. Today, I went for house to house, and people were crying. People were crying, virtually disturbed and worried of what is going on. Yesterday, we had a lot of hooligans in the constituency with motorbikes and shouting and jumping and making all sorts of things, NDC leadership leading a whole troop. What is all this? Ablekuma North, we've never gone through this kind of thing before. This is our first time. And people are just worried, asking a lot of questions. So the same people are asking me to stand firm and that they will vote for me.
That's what you're doing right now. In your interview with my colleague, you said you're not afraid of anyone,
nobody,
a politician.
Except...
Is anyone intimidating you?
No. Nobody is intimidating me. Somebody wants to take my thing from me. Somebody wants to take my rightful place. And I am not going to allow that.
And I'm looking forward to the groundwork you're doing on the ground because you have less than 24 hours. Your counterparts already started campaigning. There's rumors that
before the rerun,
even before that, there's rumors that the NPP is also doing door-to-door campaign. Is that the case? Are your supporters on the ground doing door-to-door?
I don't know. I say we are going for contest. Tomorrow, God will prove himself faithful. That's all.
Is your party supporting you?
Hey, madam. You want to probe it?
I want to find out because you have 19 different polling stations.
No, my dear,
you have 19 different polling stations. You would need at least presiding officers, representatives of the party on the ground to ensure they protect your vote.
Listen,
if they're not on your side, how can you do it?
Which party is not? I'm NPP. I say you have asked the same question several times, trying to, beat the questions here and there.
I'm just interested in finding out.
You pass here, you pass here.
The presiding officers, are they on ground?
Is one.
Do you have individuals that can protect your ballot on that day? Representatives of the party?
I say wait tomorrow.
Are there reps from the party or from your camp?
Angels are coming.
I'm quite interested in this kind of angels that will coming to protect your ballot tomorrow.
Angels are coming.
But what's your game plan really? How do you plan to do this on your own?
So you are going for contest. You come and sit on national television and tell people your plans. Hey, are you a politician? I say angels are coming. The angels that I know are the ones who protected me throughout all these months. And so I know that God will prove himself faithful tomorrow. That is all that I have to say. Unless you ask me a different question. But when you keep asking me the same question, I will still give you this. When you guys came, I was giving you the same answers. I will keep on giving you the same answers. Unless you change the question.
You are confident of winning tomorrow's election?
Too much confident.
How many voters do you think are on your side?
Wait tomorrow and see. Wait tomorrow.
And I'm quite interested in how you plan to go about it. For me, that's really the question on my mind. How would you turn the fortunes around on the ground when you know you have 19 polling stations without your party's backing?
I'm not turning any fortune around. Okay. Listen, this question you have to ask the NDC candidate. She didn't win and she wants to turn some fortune. That's why I won. So the fortune still prevail. And it will prevail and God will prove himself faithful. So that question, 10 what fortune? The thing is, I have won.
But aren't you
threatened? God will stamp it tomorrow.
Aren't you threatened that we have a new government in power?
Oh.
And they've been ruling for the past 6 months.
Are they bigger than God?
Probably your voters may have changed their minds.
I say, are they bigger than God? The supreme being. No political party is bigger than God. And so God will prove himself faithful. You can pass through the sea, on air, God still prevails. No political party. You'll be in power, but God will prove himself faithful. Use all the machinery. They are in power. They are sharing money. She said, one interviewer said, the NDC candidate says, Equifrio was sharing money. From where? Where am I going for that money? No.
Do you still believe the EC can deliver a good rerun, even after they failed to give you that victory that you say you won in the December polls?
I will, at this moment, say that God will work.
You don't trust the EC anymore?
I say God will work. What should I say? You have seen all that we've gone through, isn't it? Haven't you seen? Sister, you are in this country for 7 months what Equifrio has gone through. Are you not feeling any sympathy? It's painful. And so it has even increased my faith in God, my belief in God. And at this juncture, I know that the God that I serve will prove himself. I'll keep saying, if you ask this question, I'll keep saying the same thing and change the question.
You want me to change the question? I'm quite interested in your fate in the Electoral Commission, because this same Electoral Commission failed to give you the justice that you are fighting for. After the rerun, what's the next line of action should you lose that seat?
I won't. I am winning that seat. Let all the powers that prevail come to Ablekuma North. But the God that I know will speak tomorrow. I will not lose this election. The people of Ablekuma North, the good people of Ablekuma North, know my humility, my hard work, the things I've done for them in the constituency. I keep saying that I was born and bred in Ablekuma North. I didn't come from any other place to come and contest. I grew with them, lived with them, and they know me. I haven't changed. The Kwefriye has always been the Kwefriye. They know. I haven't changed.
I saw in that interview with my colleague that some bigwigs in the party are on your side. For example, the MP for Impress, Davis Opoku. He said other MPs are also supporting you. Who are they?
Maybe when they come, you still see them on the television. Yet I haven't. But when they come, you see them. NPP.
You are still together?
We are great. We have the power. NPP, we are great too. You see them.
But if you're great, really, and your party says I won't rerun, and you're going ahead to be part of the process.
Have you seen any letter? I say if you ask me this question, I'll give you
the party hasn't dismissed you.
Okay.
There is no letter to that effect.
Okay.
But we've seen and heard from leadership of the party. JFK, Haruna Mohammed, saying that as a party, their position is clear. They're not going ahead with this election.
I want to let Ablekuma North people know that I am running this election, this rerun I'm contesting, and that my name and picture will be on the ballot paper, and they should vote for me with all humility. I'm number one on the ballot paper. Number one. God should prove himself faithful tomorrow. Everybody should come out. If you are watching me and see me on television, I want to tell you that with all humility, come out and pray, come out and vote for Kwefriye, and let God be God. Let justice prevail. That's all.
And that is your message to individuals watching. You can also share with me your thoughts on social media. We're joined is on TV. We have questions for Kwefriye. If you're a candidate or a member of the Ablekuma North constituency and you want to share your concerns, please reach out to us. We'll be reading your messages live here on the Pulse, because she has signaled that she is ready, she is running, and she would indeed win that seat. And we're just getting her thoughts on how she plans to achieve this win for a party who has declared they would not be partaking in the election. It has been a very tough journey for you for the past 7 months. You say God has been your strength. Apart from God, how else have you been coping with this?
There is nothing like apart from God. Everything is with God. There is nothing that I will do that is apart from God. Everything has been with God. He has strengthened me. My strength comes from God. My humility comes from God. My hard work comes from God. Everything is Jehovah. And so there is nothing like apart. He gives me all those strengths. And I'm relying on his strength that he should let justice prevail.
We'll see how that goes. And tomorrow, for people watching, the Ablekuma North elections happens tomorrow. Here we are, your election headquarters. We'll bring you live coverage of that from when the last ballot is cast till the final declaration. And we'll be having conversations with all the parties involved here on the Pulse. So far, you are doing this, and you're doing this with the support of who exactly?
Hey, madam. You want me to reveal my secret? It will not.
Reveal the secret to me. No, I want to know, because you're very tough to be doing this.
Oh yeah.
As a woman in politics, I don't know how you get the strength to want to fight.
That is the of our time.
You are the Yasanto of our time.
People know me more than Goma. Oh, the Yasanto of our time. I'm fighting for my right. I'm standing for every woman in this country. Standing firm for every woman. That one will cheat. Every woman. Yeah.
You say that you're confident of winning, but I'm curious. If there's a slight chance that you lose this, will you go to court? Will you fight this?
I say I am winning. Oh, I am winning. God is God. Do you serve God?
I do.
Oh, you wait and see. He will prove himself faithful. Let them bring the machinery they plan, the macho men. Again, what
you have intel they are bringing in macho men?
Oh, yes. They said they are bringing in macho men. As I speak to you, there are some hotels, Qatar Hotel Island, some other hotels Island, they are hiding some macho men there.
Who are they?
To come and fight and do the same thing they did the last time. We are hearing a lot. There is a black pickup. They are putting in some ballot materials and a whole lot of things. We are hearing it.
These are serious allegations.
Oh, yes. No, we are hearing things going on like that. It's not serious at all. If it's serious, how can you ban Kwashiman school, cluster of schools because of ballot papers? Is that not serious than this? A whole cluster of schools. You ban the whole school. What do you mean? What at all do you want on this earth? To put fire in a whole story building because of ballot papers, that is evidence. All these things happening, they know that at the end of the day, those ballot boxes will be brought out to be counted. Papers, isn't it? Then you ban all these things. What is more dangerous than this one? My sister, look, go and see what they are doing. You better send the vote. You better say, hey, God is God. God is God.
And who are these people? The opposition NDC?
Madam, don't do your face like that. As if you don't know which people are going for the contest.
I want to be sure.
And maybe which people are going for the contest. Is there an ordinary person walking on the street? Yes. No. Please. With all that they are saying, we are going to beat people and kill people and do this and do a whole lot of... Yesterday, I wish you were in my constituency. More than 200 motorbikes. I don't know where they... No. I say tomorrow, God is God. The people of Ablekuma North, your own mother, your sister, is crying on you. Have mercy and vote for Ekwefuye. I'm number 1 on the ballot. When you see my face, please don't jump. Vote for me and let God be God.
These are serious security concerns you're raising. Have you communicated to the police to get at least security on that day while you're on the ground? Because your life matters.
I finished talking.
You will not inform the police about this?
I have finished talking. Mama information, investigation.
An investigation is what we'll be doing. I can see you're sending an avalanche of questions, and we're going to try to just ask her 1 or 2 because she has to leave the studio, and it's been a long day for her. But let me try and ask 1 or 2 of the questions you have been posting on our social media platforms. This one is asking, who are the bigwigs in the party supporting you? Okay, it's a question, so you answer the question. They want to find out who are the bigwigs in the party that are supporting you as you go ahead to the polls tomorrow.
With the greatest of respect to whoever asked this question, I appreciate you and I appreciate your question. With all humility, let's hold on this question for now, and at a good time, we will speak.
This one says, does she believe the EC will not cheat her again after cheating her the first time?
Oh, ask again, whoever asked this question. You see, this is why I'm crying, but God will prevail. I thank you so much for asking this question. God will prevail.
Well, those are the questions we can take for now. We have a lot coming through, but let me just ask her this one. Just one more. This one says, we hear Brian Achampong is supporting you. Is that true?
Oh, you see, this question someone is asking, I don't think it's proper. I don't think it's proper. This is a contest that is so pathetic, that has never happened in Ghana. Someone winning election, a clear election won, and someone taking it from them. You don't bring people's names and all that into this. How am I going to explain? You don't do that. But whoever, with the greatest of respect again, with all humility, we don't do that. You understand?
So final words to constituents watching you as we wrap up the conversation.
Ablekuma North to say, Ablekuma North to say, Ablekuma North for what they mean, ye dear grow ashiabum, filming collaborate. Any more na ekoba. And then ye chinchim message my dear film some wo. China, ye da munamu fo soon ya yam shishie. Uncle polling station. Munim send a man over CST, but near dainty. A juma my yen conscience. May I wish your hospital this war. Woman, I'm in coso. I'm incomplete. I'm fancy when you're young. Mombwame wate. Mombwame. Minsada men say I'm a pamochel. China, I'm Brasiemu. Friday. The paper for now for a mosque. The number for young which I'm in where she am a Christians. The Christian community, Miss Salamu, yes, war pamochel. Order number 1. Mama Yankupon Yanyame. Munamu kotuno kesi pa boom emame. Namakuma and Tommy. That's Yamisha.
Thank you so much for your time here in the studio. NPP parliamentary candidate for Ablekuma North, Nana Ekwefrie, my guest here on The Pulse, and she is courting the support of constituents as she goes ahead to declare that indeed she will be running for that seat coming tomorrow. Well, we are your election headquarters. Trust us, tomorrow we're giving you full coverage of the entire rerun process. We're live on the ground in all 19 polling stations. You want to stick and stay with us here on the Joe News channel. My name is Faustina Safo. Now it's a good time to do some quick checks with the party as well. We're hearing that Mustapha Gbande, the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, would like to react to this briefly. Let me take his reaction and we would come back to have other conversations here on The Pulse. Yes, so Mustapha Gbande, we appreciate your time here on The Pulse. I just want to get your thoughts on this. The NPP is in the race. We've heard from Nana Ekwefrie that indeed she is running. As a political party, what's your response?
It just underscores the inconsistencies of the NPP. On one part, the NPP has boycotted the election and they proceeded to court. Court have thrown them out. On another part, they will not partake in the election. Then you have the parliamentary candidate this afternoon telling you she's in the election. Yesterday, I told you that it was part of their grand scheme to mitigate their losses and the shame, so that if they lose the election, they will say that, oh, the NPP didn't partake. But that is false. The NPP is fully involved in this yet to be defeated election. You look at the body language of the candidate. There is no energy, there is no confidence. The NDC candidate is relatively very younger. Nanado's track record have shown that it is proper for us to look for people with energy and strength to be part of governance. Now, you have heard the litany of lies she just spewed out. That land guards, bodyguards, they are rented. Who needs a bodyguard to run 19 polling stations election? And that a black car. So in Ablekuma North, we have only white cars there. Because tomorrow is election, black cars shouldn't move in Ablekuma North. She hasn't seen anything yet. Because we are law-abiding, we will protect this country, protect the election, and protect herself. They failed to do that in Ayawaso West Wagon. They actually tortured people, shot at people, and yet the NDC have contained and lived that in the last 8 years. So if the election that you yourself indicated that you are not part, today you have run to come and sit on TV to say that you are part, and that whenever they have committed sins, they come with a game plan of emotional blackmail, that the battle is the Lord, that it is God. God should have mercy. The same mercy they did and defrauded us with National Cathedral. That is the same attitude they are demonstrating this afternoon. The inconsistency song continues. But I'm saying that It's about development, it's about integrity, it's about credibility, and our candidates have these qualities to be able to win that election.
Well, there's a strong contest coming up tomorrow, and as we wrap up the conversation, we just want to find out what's the NDC's game plan to win that seat.
Our game plan is that we are winning the election tomorrow. That seat is going to be won by the NDC. We won it in December. The NPP tried to snatch it. We refused. We are going back to reaffirm with the people of Ablekuma North our commitment in solidarity to develop the place that the NPP have failed over the years to develop. They have always held that seat. They've never developed the place, and they are ashamed that on their way to Ablekuma North to do a press conference 2 days ago, the nature of the road network there, the kind of community they've passed in order to organize their press conference after being in power for 8 years, are they not ashamed? We are going to win that election. We are in power. And it is better that Arabna Obeng will be the MP in order to speed up development with the government, with the people of Ablekuma North. The woman is in opposition. What has she got to offer? She didn't offer anything in government. Now she's in opposition. What can she offer?
Thank you so much, Mustapha Gbande, is Deputy General Secretary for the NDC. Let me bring in a political analyst as we just look at the implications of what is unfolding before our eyes. We appreciate your time, Dr. Asante. We're hearing from Nana Ekuafie, the NPP candidate for Ablekuma North, declare that indeed she would be going ahead to contest that seat, despite the party openly saying here yesterday that they would not partake in the rerun. Your thoughts on how this is panning out?
It is surprising to me because yesterday I was in your studios and the MPP Deputy General Secretary denied this when Mr. Tanku Computer raised it. And this morning I was also on your show when Mr. Mahdi also raised it. And then it was denied flatly. So it is surprising to me that the woman is contesting and all that. For me, from where I sit, I believe if it is not a strategy, then I don't know what it is. It could be a strategy by the party that, look, we are not pursuing this course, but you be there and then contest for the election. Because I can see, if it's not a strategy, I can see the courage with which the woman can defy next decision. That, look, forget about it. We are going to court and seek redress. And then she on her own volition will kick against the next decision. It can't happen. It can't happen. The best it could be is a strategy that pursue. When you win, will come in. If you don't win, will come out and, give a certain explanation to it and give something, a reprimand, and then we'll move on. Because otherwise, the woman cannot have the courage to, stand down a decision of the party. No.
Well, that's what she's doing, really, going ahead to declare that she'll be part of the process. But let's look at the implications when it comes to the unity within the New Patriotic Party. This is coming at a time where there are already deep cracks within the party. There are concerns about this unity. What would her action actually mean for the party?
I don't think this much be. Let me put it this way. I think that, look, if the woman wins, they are sure of that, of the fact that the NDC will not get 184 to get the absolute majority. Because NPP, they are too clever, too intelligent to sit down and allow this seat to slip through their fingers. More so when you are talking about their constituency, their own stronghold. Yeah, it is true that times have changed and that what the people need at the constituency, they don't have it. Infrastructure is, way down, and then economic conditions also that push the government out also affected the people of Ablekuma North. But it is still an option that the party will not want to take. But the best it could be is a strategy. You, the woman, pursue this we are also in court. And then if you are able to get it, fine. If you are not, fine. Because on top of my head, that is all that comes in. Nothing more, nothing less.
But how effective will this strategy be, if indeed that's the strategy of the party? When you have less than 24 hours to the polls, you first of all left the individuals in the constituency confused as to if indeed you partake in the elections. Then you went to court. Then your party says, I won't be a part of the process. Then you say, okay, I will be a part of the process. Can that even give you the victory you're looking for? Barely 24 hours.
Is it true that you are likely to have a divided vote? Some of your people will not be seized with information that you are contesting and all that. But it's better than you not going at all. So they are looking at the two options from different perspectives. That's how I see it. Otherwise, the woman will not have any courage. He doesn't have any power to if you like, snub the neck and their decision. That is so powerful. Once they decide, that's it. You do that and you are visited by appropriate sanction. But they did believe that you had the DFK, the General Secretary, that they've won the peace and that they've worked over the years and all that. So I'm not sure that they want to wish this thing away and then fold their arms for NDC to get the seats so easy. They want to put up a performance, a fierce one, and because they are thinking about it is their stronghold, they believe that all things being equal, even if you come in at the last minute and you activate the right places, the right channels, you should be able to get the needed support. Remember, when all this conversation was going on, and then they were denying categorically that the NPP, officially is not represented there. Tanko and then Madi told us that they were in the process doing everything. The ballot, the waste ones that they bent, they were all part and all that. So from where I said, I believe strongly, if it's not a strategy, then it's just the woman who said that, look, I'm defying the decision of NEC and I'm going ahead with my program. Then it will be surprising to me. But given what I know about NPP and the how strict they are, if they want to be on rules and regulations, the woman cannot defy the others of the party. Far from it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asante, for your time here on The Pulse. You're still watching The Pulse, and we are bringing you a lot of conversations after this quick turn because the Electoral Commission is holding a news conference. They've been entitled for a while, and for the first time, they'll be addressing the media. There are a lot of questions on our mind, and we'll be putting that question to the EC. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. Your election headquarters will be on the ground tomorrow at Ablekuma North, from polls opening to polls closing. Well, senior editor and head of our political desk, Evans Mensah, joins me with our coverage plan. Evans, fill us in. What exactly should we expect tomorrow?
So tomorrow we obviously starting at 5 a.m. Obviously because we need to make sure that we are there on time to see the build-up towards 7 a.m. when polls will start in just 19 polling stations. It's 19 polling stations, and it's so interesting, obviously, because of everything that's happened in the last few days. And so we need to make sure that we are bringing our audiences all the action before, during, and after. And if you wake up in the morning, you're probably tuning into AM show, you're probably tuning into Joy Prime or Super Morning Show. All these platforms in the morning will be very heavy on the Ablekuma North by-elections with our reporters spread across the constituency. Yes, it's just in 19. We're going to have as many as 5 reporters, all very equipped to bring you live coverage as it happens. And we're doing this jointly with our colleagues in Adom because we all come together when it comes to covering elections such as this. So if you have 5 people with a small geographical area within the 19 polling stations, you have everything covered. There's nothing you can miss when you join us. Nobody else will do that in this media environment with 5 reporters on the ground, all very equipped to bring you live television coverage. So that is what we're going to do from the morning So all through the morning from 6 a.m., right from there, we follow with the desk, which is from 10 to 11, and then you go to midday. So throughout the day, we're not missing anything. We're going to be very, very heavy on what is going to be happening in Ablekuma North. And then, of course, in the afternoon period is when you come in with Pulse from 3. But between that, obviously, we are watching as things develop. If there's something, we'll go live instantly with our question. And then from 5, when polls close, you have a special show, the result show, where we're going to have the strong panel of leaders in both NDC and NPP. And we just confirmed these leaders who will be joining us. The Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC will join us in the studio. He is going to be there on the ground because he's leading the team, but he's going to be here at 5. And when polls close, he's going to leave and join us at 5. And then you're going to have the NPP says that they're boycotting this, but we've seen that the candidate says
she's fooling.
We're going to have the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP with us here when polls close for that special show. And we're going to have the Professor Asasante, who is a senior political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, will also join us. And then the pollster with the Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa, who done some work there, who predicts that NDC will win. He was here on the show, PMS with me. It was very clear that he will win. So we'll see.
And I'm looking forward to you on the smart wall. Our smart wall always gives us the figures.
Yes, we're looking
forward to that.
We're going to activate the smart wall tomorrow. We're going to have the software uploaded for the analysis, isolating just Ablekuma North and doing analysis. Our research team have done a good job trying to mine the data there. Even the 19 polling stations, the question that we haven't quite answered is, in every constituency, regardless of whether it's a stronghold of NDC or NPP, they are within the constituency, strongholds of the parties. So although Ablekuma North is a stronghold of the NPP, they are within Ablekuma North. Various electoral areas and polling stations have lean NDC or NPP. And some of them have voted NDC or the entire period that they've been created, and others have, although overall, NPP will win. Now, the key question we'll be answering tomorrow is the 19 polling stations, where are they? Which of the two parties have these polling stations in their strongholds within the constituency? So that will tell you a bit about what you can expect when the outcomes are. That's the sort of granular detail that we are looking at in terms of giving you some analysis of this from 5 all the way to 8. We hope that by that time, in 19 polling stations, the rest have already been collated. So we should, within an hour or 2, that should wrap up. But if it doesn't wrap up, this is the election headquarters. We don't stop until we know the outcome.
Indeed, we are. And so you need to stick and stay with us tomorrow on all our social media platforms. We're Joe News on TV. MyJoeOnline.com will be giving you all the stories as it comes to you live on all our platforms, as well as Joe 99.7 FM, Joe 99.7 FM. That's the place to be glued on tomorrow. But Evans, this is happening at a time where the NPP, for the first time, we're seeing a candidate go ahead to declare that indeed they will be partaking in an election that the mother body have openly, even on your show yesterday, told us that they would not be a part of this. Does that change the dynamics?
It does. It does significantly. But it's also the first time we're seeing this play out, playing out. The first thing it does is it puts the NPP at a significant disadvantage. You are sending mixed signals to those who may be deciding to vote for you. That isn't good. Those before yesterday, in fact, those before today, a lot of the supporters would have had the party say we are not participating. So what then tends to happen then is, okay, if the party is not participating, what's the point in showing up to vote, right? So that, and then this today, just 24 hours, in fact less than 24 hours before the day, Kande says, I am participating. How many people would have seen that interview on Joe News, for example, Limited? Because again, it hasn't got enough time as the party's press conference have had, because that came first. So that's the first thing that NPP is doing, is shooting themselves in the foot quite significantly because of this divided position on Ablekuma North. The candidate matters more than anything else because her face is on the ballot. But what she's saying is coming too late. So that is the first challenge that they'll have. The second challenge that they'll have is it creates an impression that the party that is obviously doesn't know what it's doing, right? I mean, the party is the ultimate. The candidate is subject to the party. So how on earth does a party take a decision at a very high level, announce it in the woman's presence, only for her to break ranks? Again, it raises all manner of questions, especially when just a few hours back here on the show around 10:30, the party general secretary, deputy general secretary was telling me it's a no. And this week I was talking to the general secretary himself and the deputy general secretary both, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, and they both were like categorical no. And then all of a sudden, hours later, Gandhi says she's participating. So that has an implication when it comes to the perception of the party. And so those neutrals, so the first impact is on NPP sympathizers and voters, traditional voters. The second impact will be on the floating voters, middle class guys who float, who haven't made a decision yet. And there are people like that in the 19 polling stations who look at the party and say, well, this party isn't serious. If I want to make my mind up in the 24 hours or whatever it is to go, I will not. The person will be evaluating with a party that appears not to know what they're talking about. And they are divided between the party, and it doesn't help their cause with that group of people. And that group of people is very important because they flip the votes, really, because your core base will vote for you whatever happens. But even your core base, you need to galvanize, giving them a reason to go. That's why apathy. In fact, that is why the NPP primarily lost elections last year, because their core base didn't show up to vote. They know that's a problem. They have to find a way to galvanize them to vote. This doesn't help the cause. That's the second problem. The third problem they have with what they've done is you have, even the Electoral Commission itself obviously is going to have you on the ballot nonetheless. The woman has said that they will go. But here's the thing. The process towards tomorrow didn't start today. EC has been printing ballots for the last few days. They've written to the parties as of Monday, asking them to come and monitor the printing. Because of the position that the party has held at the time, they did not dispatch monitors and agents to go and monitor the process of policing the printing. So again, printing has happened without them. Ballot boxes have been taken, ballot papers have been printed and sealed without them. They possibly will not have their seal on the papers because, again, they said they had boycotted and they're not participating. That clearly is a huge problem. Also because we know the parties don't trust the EC. Both the NDC and NPP, they don't trust the EC, although we know that the process checks out in the end. They were not there to monitor the process, to give them the reassurance that this process leading to the vote had been above par. So that, and again, is a problem for the NPP. Now that you decided to go, as I said, winning an election in Ghana doesn't happen on the day. You have to start from, you have to watch the entire process. That's what the law requires, that the agents follow the process through. And the EC wrote to them, they didn't go because they positioned the ticket. So again, they shot themselves in the foot there. So they are at a significant disadvantage now. Between now and 6 p.m., the party must clearly come up with a definite stance on the matter because of the division. They have to declare, are they with the woman? And the 4th point then is, if they make that point, now the woman is essentially campaigning alone with her own people. NDC, they've been there with Asiru Nketia, national chairman, general secretary, ministers are going there. You know what I mean? They are deploying all the big guns there. Because of the NPP's position, the woman is doing this alone with her people. How do you cover the ground and bring the firepower that you need to convince people?
Legitimate questions.
So that's why they need to now declare. And when they declare that they are participating, then the whole force of the party descends to the constituency. The question is, if you need to do that, too late or too late, possibly.
Less than 24 hours. Well, we are your election headquarters. And it's time for me to take you live to the EC's headquarters. Now, I'm taking you there because this is the first time, really, that the Electoral Commission is addressing the media. Barely 24 hours to the Ablekuma North constituency rerun. Let's take you there live. Shoulders on the ground. Michael, so far, what are you picking from the grounds? Have they even started the first place?
Well, Faustina, to directly answer your question, no, the EC has not started the news conference as advertised at 4 p.m. It's going to start at 4 p.m. It hasn't started. Well, that is not news because if you've been coming to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission for any of the advertised news conferences, it barely starts on time. However, though, this is a very crucial press briefing that the whole world is waiting for, especially the NPP and NDC, because whatever they say today will definitely guide the elections that is supposed to take place tomorrow in Ablekuma North. There are some key questions that we're expecting the EC to answer. Key amongst them is whether they have received official notice from the NPP to boycott the elections and whether they want their candidate on the ballot or not. We know the printing has been done. Was there any formal communication to them to boycott? And then secondly as well, in terms of the numerical standing of Ablekuma North after the December 7th elections, or at least after the collation, what are the numbers that we are dealing with now, minus the 19 disputed ones that they have decided to rerun? That is something that nobody knows, and whether they will only add the 19 to it and declare after that. But it's a burning question that certainly everybody needs to know, because depending on what we have, will also determine the level of organization or campaigning that will have to go on the ground here. We understand that the chairpersons are actually crossing their T's and dotting their I's. And in a few minutes, walking into one of the rooms just behind me there, especially the long windows there, there's a conference room in there that will be addressing the news conference and giving us the modalities for the elections. I'll put some of these questions that we've heard, these teaching questions, to them.
Forward to that. So far, I'm sure you've seen party reps on the ground. Who exactly have you spotted?
Well, Faustina Safo, this is a Let the Citizen Know news conference. And all throughout the elections period, even before that, they never did this with the political parties. We haven't seen a single branded political party vehicle or any person in any political attire or any person who represents any of the political parties at this particular news conference. What we're expecting is any of the chairpersons, not the chairpersons, the chairperson or any of the deputies to come and address this news conference.
Okay.
If what we are picking up is anything to go by, then possibly expecting the chairperson herself, Jean Mensah, to come and address this particular news conference.
And we're there live for you because we're your election headquarters. Michael, once it starts, we'll come to you to just get updates as to what exactly the EC is saying. Let me wrap up with Evans Mensah in the studio. Evans, it's the first time we're hearing from the EC, less than 24 hours to the rerun. It's the first time they've been quiet for so long.
Yeah, I mean, for the EC itself, I understand why, because this has been quite a challenging period for them, considering that they were before Parliament. I told Parliament one story and then the story changes subsequently. So you have to put your act together. It was just last week that they issued a statement to say they're going to do a rerun, right? So this is their first briefing before. And yesterday, CDD's Kuja Asante make the point about the time that they set for this rerun was too small, right? Considering when they took the decision and when it's happening, almost just a week passed, a week between the two. So I'm not surprised that this is the first briefing that they're making. Also because it's just 19 polling stations. It's not a big deal, the constituency of more than 200 polling stations, right? So it is what it is. But it's better late than never. At least it's the night before, so we get to hear what the arrangements are ahead of tomorrow.
Appreciate your time here on the Pulse. Evans Mensah, head of our political desk, and that's why you should be watching the Joy News channel. We're bringing you full coverage of the Ablekuma North constituency rerun elections happening tomorrow. At the constituency, we have our reporters on the ground. All our programs on radio, TV, and online will be heavy on this from the time the poll starts till the declaration of the final results and reactions as well. This is a place to be, your election headquarters. Well, a security expert, Professor Kwesi, has been speaking on the need for tighter security ahead of the elections tomorrow.
Well, I don't think it's just about the security. First, it's about the efficacy of the EC to run elections in a professional manner that does not raise doubts in the minds of the people with respect to their efficacy and power. I mean, this Lao side, which I think is the physiology, speaks to the current place, within the hierarchy of the EC. So they themselves cannot decide what to do, how to do it, how to approach the people of Ghana, because by this time, they ought to have provided some education, some details about what will take place tomorrow. It's deep and it's widening, and they cannot agree to do it. Because one commissioner appeared before Parliament and said which is totally at variance with what they are doing tomorrow. So it created a question that among business that there is no agreement about anything. But actually, we were very lucky to go through the main election in December unscathed. And I think the longer they keep silent, the longer they detach themselves from a process that they ought to be in control of, then their legitimacy for staying in office then also becomes questioned. I think the Ghana Police Service will be ready. If you cause mayhem, the electoral laws will get you. And you serve a jail term all alone. Your party will not be out there to protect you. They may come out there and scream and shout, demanding your release. But even those demanding your release, if and when they flout the rules, they will also be arrested.
Thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. To other stories now. A Chinese national and his Ghanaian driver has been shot dead at an illegal mining site at Subrinkwanta in the Bibiani and Hiansu Bekwai municipality of the Western North region. The brutal shooting of the two believed to be illegal miners has sparked fear among residents of the small community. Sources say the attackers opened fire without warning, killing both victims instantly before fleeing into the nearby forest. Police say they are treating the incident as a robbery for now, pending further investigations. The locals say the two were returning from their gold mining site after taking the gold concentrate, commonly referred to as black, when the assailants opened fire on them and made away with the cash. Some residents also suspect it may be linked to rising tension among rival illegal mining operators and disputes over land ownership. Residents of Subrinkwanta say this is not the first time violence has erupted at Galamsey sites in the area. Well, to other stories now. Award-winning environmental journalist Erastus Asare Donko has been explaining what exactly led to that shooting incident. So we're not moving away from that story. We're still staying with that. But this time, Erastus Asare Donko has details as to what exactly happened on the ground. Let's listen to him and be back with more here on the Pulse.
So if you remember, about 2 years back in Manso, a bullion van was attacked. In that area. They sprayed the whole vehicle with bullets, and one gentleman died. Others sustained various degrees of injuries. This is similar to what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
And it tells you about the proliferation of arms within the Galamsey belt in Ghana. So we are having more pump action weapons, we are having assault rifles, we are seeing them on the ground. And when Chinese nationals are arrested and they are sent away, they leave some of these weapons behind.
Even aside the guns, I mean, Nana Wachidan reported this morning that some officials of the Forestry Commission were attacked. They were pelting stones and other things without necessarily wielding guns. I mean, the latest shooting appears to be a robbery. That's how they're reporting it as?
Well, the police are looking at robbery because when you speak with the locals, they tell you that the people who shot the two made away with the black. What they call black is actually gold concentrate. Okay. The one they pick from the mats. So it's gold, but they're going to refine it. Yeah. And so they took that away. That is why the police are also investigating and working with robbery for now. But if you look at the fatalities, one the bullet went through the neck of the Chinese right through here. The driver was seated and strapped to the vehicle, and so the bullets went through the chest and other parts of the body. And it tells you that the people meant business. They came straight for something, they went at it and then bolted. And we are seeing a number of these things in some areas as well. And in many of the incidents, you find people who come after the illegal miners, you know, point guns, rob them of the gold or whatever they have, and then they bolt.
Are we winning the fight, Erastus? You are out on the ground. Are we winning this fight?
I would want to say yes, but unfortunately I can't say yes. Yes, some work is going on. The IGP is working fantastically on the ground, I would say, and commend him because he has tasked all regional, divisional, and district commanders to be on the lookout. They are arresting people and all that. But there is still more work to be done. If you have used the Kumasi-Accra road, if you've gone to Sino, in broad daylight, people with excavators are mining just by the main road. And it tells you that we are not there yet. Mining on water bodies is still rife.
Yeah.
We need
it longer on Galamsey because fresh concerns have been raised over the safety of Ghana's protected forests as illegal miners invade the Chechere enclave of the Tano of Fin Forest Reserve. Joe News checks reveal significant environmental destruction caused by the fresh invasion, leaving behind deep scars on the land. A major police swoop has led to the arrest of 7 suspects, the seizure of 7 excavators, and a Land Cruiser V8 used by the miners. My colleague Nana Bachi Adam has been following this story. He filed the report.
A fresh wave of illegal mining has hit the Chechere enclave of the Tano of Fin Forest Reserve in the Akyemamponya district of the Ashanti region. The latest invasion was uncovered during an intensive police swoop, which resulted in the arrest of 7 individuals and the impounding of 7 heavy-duty excavators believed to have been used to rip through the forest's delicate ecosystem. The police team, acting on intelligence, also discovered newly constructed wooden structures serving as makeshift camps and processing sheds for the illegal miners.
This is fresh. The Tano of Fin Forest Reserve is where the police swoop has led us to, and this excavator you see being used to clear these structures are excavators belonging to the illegal miners. Now, these are new excavators, brand new excavators belonging to the miners who have invaded this forest, and now after it was seized by the police, it is being used to destroy the structures, several structures that the miners have put up over here.
In addition to the earth-moving machines, a Toyota Land Cruiser V8 belonging to one of the suspects was seized as part of efforts to dismantle the illegal mining network operation in the area. Some of the arrested suspects spoke to Joe News.
Omuni conscience tebia we conscience una hono hono ye bia land na da hono obetima kwa kodi ene bi su di folesin ene bi kura so ye adwuma wo mfichire
o ya mi ka se mo personal penyi bi se I say be like say be obi afa be di ye dey bi su e can say board
say me be nim say forest no mo ba me master ba ha no me nim say oba forest
what have for how long?
Me buy and me go 2 weeks.
2 weeks now, my year Jumo forest, and most would name a high forest.
There be say, yesterday,
large swathes of green cover have been turned into open pits. Deputy Managing Director of the Forestry Commission in the Ashanti region, Ejapon Emmanuel, highlighted the success of the police operation so far.
We've been to about 5 places. I think our area of concern was where our staff weren't able to visit in the last 2 years. And these places are the Nkontene and Amancha portions of the Jimra Forest Reserve in Nkare Forest District. And on Friday, we were able to arrest some persons, portraying to be national security persons. And after the Amancha and Nkontene areas, this is Tanofin Forest Reserve. And this is the Chichire portion of the Tanofin Forest Reserve. We are having some 2 machines within the vicinity. Currently, with this operation, we've confiscated about 7 machines. From Friday till yesterday, we were able to track about 5 of them to the police depot. And currently, we are tracking 2 of them.
Mr. Ejapon lamented the widespread devastation that illegal mining continues to cause to the country's forests and water bodies.
We've been with you on this operation, and you can see the vast lands that are being destroyed, in respect of the illegal mining menace that we are being faced with in forest reserves. This is something that the government is very serious about. If you see the number of personnel the IG himself have, deployed to the region to support the Forestry Commission to curb these things in our forest reserves, then it tells you that people are really serious about this illegal mining fight.
The police say they will intensify surveillance and maintain a strong presence in the area to flush out any remaining illegal miners and prevent a repeat of the encroachment. The Tano Ofin Forest Reserve has become the very latest victim of illegal mining activities, just like several other forest reserves that have been destroyed by illegal miners. Now, the illegal miners, with their excavators and other earth-moving machines, have started to construct their own roads. Inside them, we have some areas demarcated for illegal mining, purposely for that. And we've seen the devastation that has been caused by...
Thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. It's time to take you now to the EC's headquarters here in the Greater Accra region. Bosman Asari is addressing the media. Let's listen in.
That the people of Ablekuma North are duly represented in Parliament. It must be noted that an Accra High Court on 4th January 2025 ruled that the Electoral Commission should complete the collation of results for Tema Central, Ablekuma North, Okankwe Central, and Techiman South constituencies. We have completed all the constituencies with the exception of Ablekuma North. These are the efforts as an institution we have made to ensure that we complete the collation of the Ablekuma North parliamentary election. On the 9th of December 2024, 54 carbonized polling station results were added to the collation. All the 54 polling station results were received from the NDC. This brought to 219 collated polling station results. The Commission informed the police in a letter dated 16 December 2024 that since the collation of the Ablekuma North constituency parliamentary had not been completed, the police should take steps to secure the premises where the ballot boxes were kept. The Commission intended to move the ballot boxes to a more secure location. In the spirit of transparency, the Greater Accra Regional Director of the Electoral Commission informed representatives of the NPP and the NDC about the Commission's intentions to relocate the ballot boxes. However, in the early hours of Tuesday, 17 December 2024, party supporters invaded the premises of the Kwashiman cluster of schools and set fire to the library where the ballot boxes and BVDs were kept. All the ballot papers were destroyed in the process, thereby denying the Commission the opportunity to use the ballot papers to complete the collation. To date, the gentleman who perpetrated this crime, though he recorded his illegal act and circulated it on social media, has not been arrested. On 21st December 2024, another attempt to complete the collation process. In another attempt to complete the collation process, 25 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 25 carbonized polling station results were received from the NPP. It is important to emphasize that the said 25 pink sheets were not scanned pink sheets, but carbon copies from the NPP. Even though the NDC collation agents reported late that day, that is the 21st December 2024, the carbon copies have been after the carbon copies had been authenticated by the return officer, the NDC agents were allowed to review and verify the 10 carbonized copies of the results presented by the NPP. Following that, the remaining 15 carbon copies were authenticated by both NDC and NPP agents for that day. The number of polling stations collated thus became 244. 37 polling stations became outstanding. On the 5th of January 2025, 17 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 17 polling station results were received from the NPP and confirmed by the NDC agents. This brought the number of polling stations collated to 261. It should be noted that the decision to accept the scanned pink sheets from the parties was unanimously agreed upon by the Commission and the political parties, that is the NDC and the NPP. This decision was reached because of both parties admitting that they no longer had carbon copies of the results in their custody. On the 6th of January 2025, 13 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 13 polling station results, scanned copies, were received from the NPP. It is important to note that the 13 scanned copies were confirmed by the respective presiding officers of those polling stations. All the 13 presiding officers were brought in to verify their signatures and results on the scanned copies. This brought the number of polling stations collated to 274. The presiding officers were made to confirm the scanned copies of the pink sheets due to complaints by the agents of the NDC. Once again, on the 8th of January 2025, 4 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 4 polling station results, scanned copies, were received from the NPP. Again, the Commission brought in their respective presiding officers of those polling stations. They confirmed the results reflected that of the pink sheets. The presiding officers signed their respective pink sheets to confirm their authenticity. On all of these days, both the NDC and NPP agents were present and witnessed the confirmation of the scanned pink sheets by the presiding officers. They also reviewed the scanned pink sheets. This brought the number of collated polling stations to 278. Thus, 3 polling station results became outstanding. It is important to note again that all these processes were captured on TV by the media. Other attempts that have been made to complete the collation since 8th January. From this point, the Commission made several attempts to collate the results without success. This is because the National Election Security Task Force was not able to provide us with the needed security. On 15 January 2025, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service and the National Election Security Task Force to inform them that the collation on the 8th of January 2025 was not completed and requested for security to enable the EC to complete the process on Friday, the 17th of January 2025. In a press release dated 17 January 2025, the Commission was informed by the police that per the intelligence available to them, the exercise should be put on hold, hence the collation did not take place. As a result of inadequate security at the proposed collation center, party supporters invaded the offices and destroyed properties of the Commission, including furniture, doors, and louver blades. None have been arrested to date, although some of the perpetrators were captured in videos in circulation on social media. On 26 January 2025, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service again, requesting for a meeting with the Election Security Task Force on the completion of the collation. In a response to our letter, the Ghana Police Service and the Election Security Task Force indicated that to ensure a peaceful and successful exercise, the task force has begun the consultative process for a convenient date and time for the meeting with all stakeholders associated with this exercise, scheduled to be held at the National Police Headquarters. On 4 February 2025, the Commission wrote to the Security Task Force informing them of the Commission's readiness to attend the proposed meeting aimed at discussing the completion of the collation. Once again, in a letter dated 17 February 2025, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service to inform them about the urgent need to conclude the collation and requested adequate security. Whilst efforts to secure the cooperation of the Security Task Force was ongoing, the Commission engaged with the political parties on 26 February. During this meeting, the lack of representation in Parliament for the Ablekuma North constituency was tabled and discussed. The Commission informed the political parties of the processes and its efforts to ensure police protection so far. The Commission followed it up with another meeting with the NPP and the NDC on Thursday, 13th March 2025, with the view to move the collation process forward. The NDC at the meeting raised a number of issues and followed up with a letter to the Commission. The Commission responded to all the concerns raised by the NDC in their letters dated 17th March and 30th April 2025. Among the issues raised by the NDC was the lack of formal invitation to participate in the collation process, denial of involvement of NDC agents in the collation of the 25 scanned pig sheets on the 21st of December 2024. And concerns about the use of scanned pig sheets from the NPP during the collation of the 5th of January 2025. The Commission addressed all the concerns and highlighted the active involvement of agents of the NPP and the NDC in all the processes and the agreement by all the stakeholders, that's the political parties, and the Commission to rely on scanned pig sheets submitted by the NPP. On 28th March 2025, the Commission once again wrote to the Ghana Police Service and informed them about the remaining 3 polling station results which were outstanding and requested for protection for the completion of the collation. In the same letter, the Commission requested a meeting at the earliest convenience of the Ghana Police Service and the Election Security Task Force to agree on a date for the completion of the collation. At the scheduled meeting on the 10th of April 2025, the Commission was informed that the IGP will be briefed on the meeting. On the 2nd of May 2025, the Commission wrote to the National Election Security Task Force requesting a meeting on Thursday, 8th May 2025 to discuss the collation process. At the scheduled meeting on Thursday, the 8th of May 2025, the Ghana Police Service and the EC agreed to complete the collation process on Thursday, 15th May 2025 at the old headquarters of the Commission. Before the date for the collation, the police and the task force invited the Commission for a meeting on Tuesday, 13th May 2025, and indicated that they had been informed about a pending case with respect to the Ablekuma North constituency parliamentary results at the Supreme Court, and further indicated that in view of the legal process at the Supreme Court, they were unable to provide security to enable the Commission complete the collation, since it will amount to contempt of court. In a letter dated 15th May 2025, the Ghana Police Service informed the Commission. The Commission informed the Ghana Police Service that there was no injunction application granted by the court or any other process that prevented the Electoral Commission from going ahead to complete the process. So the Commission wrote to them that there was no case that will prevent the Commission from going ahead with the process. The Commission further requested for protection to enable it carry out its work. Furthermore, in the letter, the Commission requested a meeting the following day, that is Friday, the 16th of May 2025, for the purpose of agreeing on a date for the completion of the collation. The Ghana Police Service, in the response to the letter, informed the Commission that it had referred the issue of the completion of the collation of the Ablekuma North constituency parliamentary election results to the Attorney General for legal advice. They indicated that in view of the referral, the National Election Security Task Force will not be able to provide security until they receive the advice from the Attorney General. Since then, we have followed up with the police on several occasions. They have indicated today they have not received the advice from the Attorney General. This put the collation process in limbo. In our bid to bring finality to the collation process and in the light of the police decision not to provide security because in their view there was a pending court case at the Supreme Court, the Commission met with the NDC and the NPP on the issue. At the meeting on 12 June, the two parties presented their perspectives to the Commission. The NPP stated that the Commission should proceed with the completion of the collation as directed by the High Court. The NPP indicated that the scanned copies of the pink sheets had been verified and accepted by the NDC agents in the absence of original copies which had been destroyed by tax of the political parties. The NDC on their part noted that as a party, they will not accept the results from the 37 scanned pink sheets because they were provided by the NPP. In their view, there should be a rerun at the 37 polling stations because the pink sheets from the NPP were scanned copies and there was nothing to compare them with. Again, on Tuesday, 1st July 2025, the Commission met the representatives of the NPP and the NDC to discuss the completion of the collation. The parties informed the Commission that their positions put forward in the meeting on 12 June remained unchanged. It is important for the public to understand that the issue in contention has to do with the fact that the 37 pink sheets provided by the NPP and used to collate the results were scanned copies. After extensive deliberations, the Commission came to the conclusion that it will rerun the election in 19 out of the 37 polling stations. The Commission arrived at the decision to rerun the election in the 19 polling stations because the 19 scanned polling station results used for the collation, though approved by agents of both political parties, were not verified by the presiding officers responsible for those polling stations. The Commission was able to secure the confirmation of 18 presiding officers of their scanned pink sheets. The Commission was of the view that once its officers were legally charged to conduct the elections at the polling stations, and they have also confirmed the scan results, there was no need to rerun the elections in those polling stations. As you have noticed from the presentation so far, the Commission's engagement with the NPP and the NDC was to build consensus on the completion of the parliamentary election in the Ablekuma North constituency due to the stalemate. It is obvious from the above narration that the Commission's efforts had yielded no results. It is also important to note that the collation process in the Ablekuma North parliamentary election has been transparent, participatory, and accountable. The agents of the political parties have been present throughout the collation, as was the media. The media have provided coverage of the entire process on each day that the collation took place. The evidence of the transparent and open process is on record. The Commission's attention has been drawn to an unfounded accusation that it has been influenced by certain individuals to pursue the rerun. We state categorically that Ghana's electoral management body is an independent body and will not be dictated to by any person or institution. Our track record speaks for itself. The Ghana Police Service and the National Election Security Task Force have assured the Commission of their readiness to ensure security before, during, and after the rerun. We count on them to guarantee that lives and property are protected, and that voters and our staff will work in a safe and conducive environment tomorrow. The aftermath of the 7th December election, the processes to complete the collation in 12 constituencies have created fear, not only in our staff, but voters in general. We trust that the police and the National Election Security Task Force will provide the needed security before, during, and after the process so we can vote and work in peace. On our part, as the electoral management body, we are desirous of bringing the election in the Ablekuma North constituency to a conclusion and to ensure that the constituents have a representative in Parliament. We have thus provided a path to complete the collation process so as to ensure that the residents of Ablekuma North have a representative in Parliament. We assure the public and the political parties that, as always, we will live by our motto and ensure that the rerun is fair, transparent, and credible. We wish the two contestants the best of luck at the polls tomorrow, Friday, the 11th of January. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Bosman. Thank you for coming.
No No question. And some I can't you're born the tough with three Casamoa. Commission, Ochina Eradi Aduma Commission year elections to Ablekuma North, 19 polling stations.
Osman Asari there, just chronicling some of the key events that happened prior to the declaration of the rerun in Ablekuma North constituency. They are vehemently disputing claims that indeed they have been compelled, compromised, or forced to declare the rerun. And we're looking forward to how that will pan out tomorrow. We're your election headquarters. Please do stick and stay with us for our full coverage of the Ablekuma North parliamentary rerun elections happening in 19 different polling stations. My name is Faustina Safo, and that's how we draw the curtains here on the polls. Please log on to myjoyonline.com for more news. Have a pleasant day as you enjoy the rest of our programs.